You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
This must be it for Ronan O'Gara. Drop it goal, Grand Slam at stake. He's got it!
The nation holds its breath. Yes, we're there!
Hello everybody and welcome to WTS 130. It's New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year.
Kinda, sort of. Not when we record this, but yeah.
Yeah.
My name's
Record this in October. My name's Graham Murray.
Our guest this week is our old friend who helped us with our live show this year. Has been on the podcast previously, invited us to his festival last year, just took care of us in general. Adam Burke.
It's great to be back.
Yay.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Likewise.
An intro as if we haven't been shooting the shit for a half hour before this.
Yeah.
We're worn out.
Yeah, definitely. There'll be nothing for the podcast.
Tell you. We're going to you as always from Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel.
I forgot you do this part at the start.
This is it. Yeah, this
Sell the rooms, the special rates.
Yeah. I know we've just cut it down to just plug the website now. So fitzpatrickcastle.com.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go to it.
The last time I was here, I had to sit for 10 minutes while Danny went through all the specials.
I know. He loves doing it because he learns it off by heart.
Describe the room in great detail.
You were describing the outside of the venue and all that last time I was on.
Everything. That's how you know when we're stuck for material.
Yeah.
You have to do a filler.
If I'm like of an hour and a half to fill, the castle's getting plugged tonight, boys.
Yeah. The new restaurant, the swimming pool, the jacuzzi.
Yeah,
it is a fine swimming pool. There's not one yellow cloud in it.
That used to happen down the blue pool in Monkstown. If you piss in the pool,
is that a myth?
You get a red ring around you.
Is that?
No.
Is it a myth?
That's a myth, man. I've pissed in many a pool. I
was going to say, how do you know it's a myth?
I've never had a blue trail follow me. Like put it this way, right? When I was in Vegas, they had a bar at the pool, so you could just fucking swim up to it. And I
didn't move?
No.
You drank loads?
And I was whittling away till my heart was content. And I don't care who hears this because it's not going to be anybody who's in that pool that day. So
wait, was I there?
Huh?
Was I there?
No. No, you weren't. Adam, how are you?
I'm grand. I don't wait till I get to the swimming pool to piss me pants. Just walking down the main street. Just go. Imagine you're a spaceman. Just go in the suit. Just go in the suit. Job interview. Just go in the suit. Don't hold that in. It's bad for your health.
Oh God.
Come here to me, right? We'll get the business straight away. The Comedy Festival, the Bray Comedy Festival 2018. You've just announced a PCR lineup.
Stellar lineup so far.
Yeah, smashing lineup this year. Yeah, because like last year there was great names.
Yeah,
and we'd Waterford Whispers out last year, which I was really proud of because they didn't do any other live shows.
Yeah,
so I was really excited about bringing them to Bray for the first time. And then you had like PJ Gallagher, you had kind of Al Porter, the lads from Father Ted. You had all these kind of these big acts, and then we brought your man Paul Sinna over from The Chase.
Yeah,
the Sinnerman. And you know what? I really felt like I was like, I've done too much too soon. That's the way I felt. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, because I really wanted last year to land. I wanted the festival to grow, and I was like, I've done too much too soon. But it has to get better every year. So I sat down this year, and I don't mind saying it, like, we had plans, and Tommy Tiernan was a big part of that. Like, I'd spoke to his agent, and we were expressed interest in him, and Tommy just had this crazy busy schedule with TV and all the rest of it.
He's doing a theatre show as well, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, and he's got a couple of TV films, the whole shebang, right? And then I had one other act in mind, and when Tommy came back and showed us the schedule and we knew it wouldn't pan up, I was like, in my mind, I was like, the other act that I want, I was like, I'm also not going to get. That's the way I was thinking. I was like, this is going to be, bad. You know what I mean? Because
you tried to top last year.
Always.
Yeah.
You always have to shoot for the stars. Do you know what I mean? You always have to kind of push towards, big names. And I was like, so we had two lines of inquiry at the same time. Tommy was one, and it constantly seemed to be slipping out of my grasp, and did slip out of my grasp. And then the other line of inquiry confirmed, and when that happened, I was just delighted. So we've announced the Rubber Bandits are coming to Bray,
Right.
and that was just the biggest coup for me. I wanted Rubber Bandits, and we got them, and I just expected it to get away from us. So then once they confirmed we always like to bring in an international actor, somebody from across the water. So the guys who do Whose Line Is It Anyway, they agreed as well. So I was like,
Brilliant.
right, I was like, we've got two big headliners. But then I suppose it's just the power of those names. Rubber Bandits, Whose Line Is It Anyway, and then just all the comedians were just like, when's the festival, and they all started kind of wanting to get involved and confirming. So there was just that little bit of disappointment to begin with, and then I was just convinced that the Bandits and Whose Line were going to say no, and I was just like, right, I'm going to have to rethink this and go down the route of UK acts and American acts, but these guys were my first picks, you know what I mean? So to get
Deadly.
2 out of your 3 first picks was huge. And then the conversations with Tommy were very positive. Not with Tommy, with Bren, his agent, were very, very positive, and they know what we're trying to do. So he's still,
for the future,
it's something for me to shoot for.
Yeah.
And I've no problem. I don't like this idea of you only naming your strengths or not. It's there's disappointments, and then there's huge victories, and for us, like, as I say, 2 out of 3 to be big victories, I'm just chuffed, if I'm being honest with you. It's such a solid lineup. And then, as I say, we're all about supporting new acts as well. So we've the competition coming back. We've solo shows for emerging acts, which we're doing for the first time. So our solos in just a nice small gallery space. Kids comedy coming back, but bigger again. More venues, more acts. It's a lot of work. But it's so worth it. You put in 6 months, and then you have 5 of the best nights of the year. You know.
Deadly.
So I wrestled with the Bandits down in Galway at Vodafone Comedy Carnival. So that was the first time I met the lads. Do you know what I mean? And I've just always been a fan, and I love acts that are totally different, totally unique, and they really are that. They really tick that box. There's nobody like the Bandits.
That gimmick is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm one of those people who kind of selfishly books what I really like to watch. I grew up on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh,
Come on, everybody watched that. Clive Anderson, Channel 4.
Yeah.
So this one is Steve Frost, who was on the original crew. He's with the original cast, and I met him. I stayed in the same hotel as the improv troupe in Galway, and then I ended up meeting Colin Mockery as well. Now Colin, he doesn't tour with these guys, he was just in as a special
Does
guest.
he do his own thing now?
Colin Mockery?
Yeah.
He only does those kind of style shows, as far as I know, kind of the Whose Line, the improv kind of shows.
The improv.
But these guys, like the Steve Frost's comedy improv troupe, like, it's, as I say, as seen on Whose Line, but like these are the ones that are just constant sellout shows, constant festivals, constant gig. They're the best improvers around. So if you love improv, if you like that idea of going to a show where it's literally unique to your night, this is the show for you. So we tried to tick all the boxes. I think the Rubber Bandits really do attract their own crowd, do you know what I mean? And they're so popular. Improv will attract its own, but I've looked at the schedule and all the programming, and we've a lot on, and we've a lot to cater to the different styles and tastes in comedy. So it's exciting, a lot of work. And it's, I suppose, even in the past, chatting with you guys, like, you come in one mode, and that is comedian, and you're thinking about your own comedy and your own shows and all. But I'm very much, because we're into the, getting close to January now, and into the kind of home stretch of promoting and all, I'm very much in that promoter's mindset. So in one sense, it's sad to not be making the jokes on stage and not to get the stage time. I'll only do a couple of gigs during the festival.
Well, you're going to do some...
I'll host. I won't be doing
MC,
any... Yeah. And that's my bread and butter, really. Like, I'm a better host than I am a comedian, a joke writer. I've no problem saying that, I love hosting. If you said to me, you can host here or you can headline here, I'll actually host every time over. I love that kind of off the cuff stuff. I love it. I love just making stuff up on the spot.
Kind of improv.
Yeah, chatting to people, interacting.
Like you did at their live show. took the piss out of my brother and all, the
Absolutely.
in-betweeners.
Well, they all brought cans and bags, didn't they, to the show? So
Diagnosed me with a septic head. Just as well you did, actually.
a septic head. I love that expression.
I had to get it treated, so, you know.
I say that
Septic
a lot.
head?
A septic head.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why did you go?
It's just a nice insult, isn't it? When somebody's head looks
thought that
Have
was-
septic.
you ever heard anybody being told out? Like, it was
septic head.
fucking, it was perfect.
I thought there was something wrong. I thought it was because you were petrified.
No, we just...
Proper
All right, septic head.
Have
Proper
one
from the
look at me.
brack there. What's wrong with a septic head?
Real defense.
What are you calling me, man? You know what I mean?
Well, where can people then website tickets, etc.
BrayComedyFest.ie
Deadly.
is the best place to go, or
Yeah.
we're Bray Comedy Festival on Facebook, and you get all your links, and you go on to Eventbrite there and get your tickets.
Get the
now.
tickets, yeah.
They're really affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good value for what you're
Like
getting.
we go from free admission, most expensive, or like €25 with your little
Yeah.
$170 booking fee.
Where's the Rubber Bandits going to be playing? Do you know yet?
The Esplanade Hotel. Azar, who's line.
So
You know,
that's
it needs a big,
room.
it needs a big room.
Yeah.
The Rubber Bandits would be like a hip hop kind of concert. Like you'll
Yeah.
stand and drink and
Yeah.
dance and listen to them do their classics. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not like standing up telling jokes. They have it's a really special audio and visual show. They have a screen behind them and all.
I often wonder, because I love Blind Boy's social commentary and his podcast, but I never knew what the Rubber Bandits like their show was. I didn't know it was
Yeah.
a hip hop show, or
Yeah.
I thought it was two of them doing comedy.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is anyone who goes to the kind of festivals or has been to Galway, they'll know these are the Bandits do the kind of close off the festival almost. They're always a really popular big show, but it's in that kind of style. But
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. That you would nearly sit and listen to them as well. They're fantastically funny. They're very, very interesting. I think they can do a bit of everything, you know.
Yeah.
But this is the show that's popular. But I'm just chuffed, to bring something different to Bray. It's Bandits
Well,
have never done Bray, so it's and you can tell that the interest is there straight away. I did my solo show in the Harbour Bar for Christmas last week.
Yeah.
And I said to the audience that night, I said, I broke the attendance record for the monthly, by the way. I just put that on record.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I just put that on the record, you know what I mean? But I said at the end of the show, I says, you guys are here every month supporting the club. I says, so what I'm going to do, I says, I'm going to sneak 50 tickets online now. And if you want to buy them, they're there for Rubber Bandits. I says, I'll leave them up, but we're announcing tomorrow afternoon or whatever. I says, so they're there for the moment if one or two of you want to get tickets. And I did a popped 50 online.
Yeah.
34 between midnight and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus.
34 sold, like, you know what I mean?
You can't ask for
You know what I
that,
mean?
fairness, like.
And so we released the tickets in waves, if you like. You know, it doesn't just all go up in one month. They're released in waves. To ensure that people have a fair chance of getting them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just great to see just on that initial kind of,
That's
see
brilliant.
what the intent is. Hugely popular, like.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Definitely,
As I say, I'm jaded. Like it's, and I hate to put across, it's not just me. Like there's a fantastic team behind it. You know, there's so many people that do all the behind scenes. I kind of feel guilty being the face of the festival, if you like, because I'm the monthly booker or promoter.
Yeah.
And I suppose in the comedy circles, people are used to me as a working comedian as well. But like my team, like in Bray, are just, they're amazing. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the spotlight that they're putting on Bray as well, like, because look, the town itself got a little bit like everywhere else, I suppose, when shit turned bad, like, you know what I mean. But like this comedy festival is a real pick me up for it. Like it's class.
yeah.
You know,
It
and
certainly
even,
takes the dull kind of.
What are you saying, Danny? That Bray's a shithole.
Yeah,
and
that's
this is
kind of
what
what
they
he's
have.
going for. I was going to go with dull darkness there. I was kind of.
no, well, I mean,
But-
I think last time we was on, what I actually described Bray as was Ireland's answer to Florida.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Why would it? Just because we had amusement rides for a brief time?
pretty much the equivalent of like Universal, and then Sea Life was like whatever that fucking joint
Sea World.
SeaWorld.
exactly.
In Florida, you have like flipping dolphins,
Whales and everything.
Yeah, but you
and
see,
in Bray, you have people
Bray-
flipping you off outside because you don't get them cans in the offal.
Bray went for the ethical approach of not having killer whales.
That's because there's no fucking room. Have you seen the aquarium?
Yeah,
It's like 3 foot wide. We're actually
It's actually a great aquarium.
we're doing a comedy tour of the aquarium.
Oh,
at the
it's in
festival.
the Carl Spain.
Yeah, a lot of carp with Carl Spain.
Oh, I love it.
So his walking tour this year isn't up to him.
Well, see, the walking tour
We
was
seen him last year.
it
with-
was
We
insanely
got a chat with him,
popular,
yeah.
the walking
Yeah.
tour. So we were like, who'll do this walking tour? We were like, we'd be delighted if we got kind of 15 people going on a little tour. Like there was about 50 people
Yeah.
showed up for the Oak. I was like,
We were
what the-
talking to them before, as it just ended.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, all these people. So the management of it, and it's quite hard because, you know, when you have other festivals in the country, they happen on bank holiday weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you have that extra bit of time, and you're in a city, and there's daytime activities and all. So you just always have that kind of footfall. We run a lot of nighttime gigs. So Carl did the walking tour of Bray, and like a lot of the places we went to, like they'd closed for the evening. Do you know what I mean? So that's no fun. Now Carl made it extremely funny that had happened. Like, but we were like, there's great value in going on a little walkabout with Carl because his off the cuff observations
But he had a
are brilliant. He did have a megaphone, but still 50 people on the main street with a megaphone. You know what I mean?
So is he going to do it in the
So in Sea Life,
Sea
you
Life?
go on a tour, a guided tour of the centre, but Carl does all the kind of
That's excellent.
the observational stuff based on what you're seeing, and it's on Valentine's Day. So you could take the lady love
Brilliant.
down,
Brilliant.
learn about all the mating habits of the species as you walk around the centre, but it finishes up at a time that you can still go for dinner or go catch a comedy show. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, so it makes perfect sense, you
Love
know?
it, man. Love it.
So yeah, little things like that. We try to, you know, keep the heart of that festival alive.
Yeah.
We like to be kind of, you know, I don't know, do things that are a little bit different.
Is there any more that you're waiting to sew up in terms of
there
main
is.
event?
Big acts,
Yeah.
like it's very. I hate saying big acts because, like, you know, say for example, last year I had Chris Kent doing a solo show.
Who was an absolute gentleman.
Not
Yeah.
only a gentleman, but like
Fucking
his
hilarious.
show was crazy busy. It was his first time doing that solo show, and the feedback was spectacular. Like,
Yeah.
Danny O'Brien, who's also a Wicklow head.
Yeah.
Danny did the Saturday night, you know, 9 p.m. slot in the Harbour Bar. Like, absolutely rammed the
Yeah.
place and
Yeah.
smashed it. So I hate saying big names because Chris and Danny are big names.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know? So I have acts like that. The guys that are actually, it's their bread and butter. They're out there
Household
every
names,
night.
I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So in terms of the household names, there are one or two things that we haven't kind of announced, but I think, you know, they're never going to be at that level of the band. We have announced the Rubber Bandits. We have announced Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Yeah.
There are marquee names. There are more coming in. There are a couple of kind of surprise spots, if you like.
Deadly.
And we're happy with that. Like, but I'm just, I don't know, a bit of a purist or something, or maybe it's because I know the lads or whatever, and I'm, you know, like there's still some shows where we've not announced the lineups. Like, you know, Chris will be involved again this year, like, but we haven't said to anybody where he is yet. You know what I mean? Because we want to pace that at the, you know, the right time, and give every show fair kind of exposure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
I like talking about the shows and actually building the right audience for the shows. Because, you know, with those marquee names, they might just draw their own audience anyway.
Absolutely,
But we
yeah.
get a lot of people just going, honestly now, you get a lot of inquiries where they're just like, we're just looking for a great night out, just like, you know, good lineup, loads of it.
Come here,
I love that.
Would you get any kind of assistance from Wicklow County Council at all? Because you're bringing a lot in to the area.
Well, they
over.
take the bins out on a Tuesday, and they also, like, if there's ice on the roads, what they come around. This is really helpful, actually. They throw a load of
They'll have to
salt
know.
on it.
Yeah.
A load of salt on it, right? And then it freezes over, and it basically turns half a Bray into an ice rink, which we need anyway.
Which you need,
So
yeah.
in that regard, lots of assistance from Wicklow County Council. But beyond that,
Nothing.
no.
So similar to Bray Wanderers, they get nothing.
Yeah, but see, really, they should be looking at North Korea for all of their
There
assistance.
we go. See, that's it.
Not Wicklow County Council,
I was-
seeing as it's the same thing. to
Did
pay
you get
for
good
Bray
enjoyment out of Bray Wanderers statements?
I get no enjoyment out of Bray Wanderers, to be quite honest with you. The only guy I like down there is Rocky the Seagull. I like him. He seems
it's
like
you.
a sound lad, yeah. Big fat bird walking around the place, which isn't unheard of down in Bray, you know, especially on a Saturday night. But Rocky's mad for the cocaine and all that kind of shit, but I know, he seems sound. But no, I've no interest. I've no interest in Irish football in general, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't though. Like you know, I hear all these people go, you have to support your local, and you have to, and I'm like, right, you
Will
do
I just
that
leave
then.
now for the next 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'm just like, you do that. You support. You know, you have to support it. No, you support the local team. I'm going to just do my thing, and that is watching The Apprentice. Now, fuck off. I love The Apprentice, lads.
Oh man,
I didn't like it this season.
Well, that's because you're wrong. But Danny, let's have a chat about The
Did
Apprentice.
you didn't watch it this season?
Yeah, but I watch The Apprentice every year, man.
Did you watch it this season?
Yeah,
It was
what's
deadly.
most of it? Yeah.
It was deadly.
Look, the best episode of The Apprentice every fucking year is the interview round.
Well, is that tonight?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tonight.
Or that was 3 weeks ago.
New Year's Eve. That's tonight. You're dead right,
Fucking
Graham.
kayfabe, Graham. Well done.
5, 4, 3, 2. You're fired. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh man, that round every year is just fucking.
Is it
especially
realistic though, that
Jermaine Clark.
round? Does that happen? Like,
Why wouldn't it happen?
absolutely getting
Who won The
grilled.
Apprentice this year, seeing as we're live broadcasting
Yeah,
from New Year's
that's
Eve? I
like-
can't remember.
I can't remember.
who it was.
I gave up after the 3 or 4 episodes.
Come on, Danny. You said you're a big fan. Who
I
won
am,
it this year?
yeah. Was
Who
it-
were the last 3 even?
That's even a
Who
better
did well in
question.
that interview round? I can't even remember that.
Yeah. Bluffing Dan. Dan doesn't even watch it.
Well, look, I don't remember the fucking names of people, do I? I just watch for pure
Must have been
entertainment.
that good, lads. Neither of you can remember. I gave up with it a couple of years ago.
This is just because you slagged off League of Ireland. He's after getting his knickers in a twist now.
You are, yeah. Who are you into, Bows or something like that?
Me have.
Who do you like? Shamrock Rovers.
Because he's a fucking
Same
tug.
thing, isn't it?
He's a tug.
You need to settle yourself. You need to settle yourself as well.
Absolutely
Louise
won't.
needs to
You
settle
only
yourself.
you play basketball anyway, so why are you fucking watching that? You can only pick one sport. That's the way it works. You can't have time for 2 sports. I picked wrestling. I can't say that was a great choice. No, that's not sport actually.
Sports
entertainment.
Sports entertainment. So I'll
Makes
go with
sense.
UFC. That's my sport. I
Okay.
like MMA.
Yeah.
No, I don't really like MMA. I like UFC. You know, all these people are like, oh no, I'm a purist. Like I don't watch all the other shows.
yeah, no,
I watch
I watch-
UFC. That's it. And only the good shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Well,
not
I've done
staying
that
up-
forever.
I'm not staying up to fucking 3 in the morning to watch 3 lads that I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Or some Polish bird whose second name I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 12.
Joanne Netanyahu.
John,
Do you remember her?
yeah.
She wanted to
She got lamped,
There was
didn't she?
12.
She's claiming Jerusalem, is she?
Yeah.
There's 12 UFC cards on in a row.
In the one night?
No,
That's a long ass
12
fucking
weeks.
UFC.
They tend to be
isn't
in a row because they tend to come after each other.
no,
yeah.
but 12 weeks in a row, smart Alec. Like from.
Smart Alec. Remember your ma used to say that when you were 4? You smart Alec. Come here, you Mr. Smarty Pants. Smart Alec. What's wrong? You're from Ballybrack, aren't you? Smart Alec. That's fucking deadly. That's because he was on Fair City and you're not
That's what I
elsewhere.
fucking tell you.
I'd love to go on to the
basketball
side.
people.
Will you get me a part on Fair City?
Like,
I'd love to go in and just talk loudly in the background off script. I'd love that.
Just keep interrupting.
This set is wooden. Like the actors. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I love it.
I don't give a
You
shit.
must watch Fair City.
I would rather watch League of Ireland football.
This is not going too well for me, Alan.
I'm not even ribbing on you now.
This
If
is
Fair
my-
City was on my telly, I would take it off the wall. I'd bring it back to Fair City and say, "No, thank you very much. I'll have a microwave." And I'd watch the microwave.
I tell you, it's the last podcast 2017, but it's my favourite so far.
Yeah, because I'm being.
Because you're getting fucking messed out of it.
Fuck you, sticks.
That's what you get.
Fair City, like.
You ask the questions. Then.
No, I'm quite happy with Adam's observations, so I don't need to ask
Imagine putting that on
anything.
your CV. I was in Fair City.
Yeah.
Are you going to apologise now or later?
Hang on. Give him the line.
Did you get a
I
line?
had loads of lines. Which lines
Give
do you
him,
want?
give him the line.
Annie Parkin.
Annie Park.
That's it.
I tell you, that's why you couldn't shoot Fair City and Bray anyway. That's for sure. if it's about parking,
It's
we've
about
none
parking.
of that. Have you seen Bray? They put in these new extra wide bike lanes. They're about the. I swear to God, they were designed with Bray wheelers in mind because you can cycle 9 abreast in these lanes. They are just like the widest. It's like some guy.
What are Bray
was-
Wheelers?
The cycling club.
Alright.
Brian.
It was like.
Mr. Dornan, wasn't it?
Was he?
It was like they were all just sat down in like Wicklow County Council on a Friday at 4:45 and they only had 15 minutes before they were gone home and some tick just went, "Lads, I have an idea." What why don't we just get rid of all the parking spaces in Bray and we put in an extra fat bike lane? And they just looked at their watches and went, there's only fucking 10 minutes till we go home. Yeah, fuck it, yeah, go ahead with that.
Yeah.
And that's what they've gone for.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So there's no parking in Bray.
So Wicklow County Council's a joke.
Yeah, I don't look.
Well, yeah.
It always has been.
But do you need support off them for the comedy festival at all?
I'm not the finance
Looping
man.
back around there, Graham.
No, but you do hear of
That's
like
a good callback though.
Wow, yeah, well done.
You remembered what happened the last time we podcasted.
you do hear of local festivals around the country that get support off their local county councils. So I'm just curious.
Did I don't know.
Hang on.
Because they stopped that World Culture Festival in Dunleary because the county council
Hang on.
withdraw.
Oh, they might have stopped the world.
withdrew the funding.
Yeah, but that might be because you had a World Culture Festival in Dunleary. That's like they're polar opposites.
Yeah.
That's like having like a Mensa annual convention in Shankill. Do you know what I mean? Like that they don't go. Culture and Dunleary don't go. Do you know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when they try to put like good shops into Bray. You just like, you know what I mean? You might put a top shop on the main street. You're like, no, you won't. You'll put a Pennies in.
Yeah. The Goinies.
Get a grip of yourself. Goinies, remember Goinies?
A Shaw's almost nationwide.
Yeah. Goinies, my God. I think Goinies dressed me for about 4 Christmases when my granny was buying me clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Goni still going?
I don't know, actually. I'd imagine so, because they almost love it, don't they? I think once...
You won podcast a year twice, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Talking about
Not talking about Goinies, you the fucking
that's, no, that's what got us.
Like,
That's
I know
what
it's
got
the
us.
end of the year, lads, but
No, that's,
come on now, get a grip of yourselves.
People love the nostalgia.
I really enjoyed the first time I came on this podcast, but we didn't discuss Goinies, and we certainly didn't discuss Fair
We
City.
discussed Happy Pair and Greystones.
Some pair of bastards, aren't
Did you
they,
see
huh?
they were fucking... What would they think? They'd gone to Clondalkin.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. See, there you are.
Yeah.
This is callback again. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
what-
You can't be doing that.
See, that shows
But
that
see,
they are
Clondalkin
hippies.
apparently, somebody was talking to me about that the other night. Patzer Murray, I think it was, the comedian.
Yeah.
He was in Love Hate. That's an actually likeable Irish program. And and he was talking about Clondalkin as one of these kind of things, you know, where half of Clondalkin is Clondalkin, but the other half is like something else.
Chapel Lizard
Yeah.
or somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So there, he was like, "No, that's in the really nice part of Clondalkin." And I was like, "You've lost me." You know, I just walked away. I
One
stopped
of
having
my
the
mates lives in
conversation.
Clondalkin. He says the same thing, that
Yeah.
like there's parts of Clondalkin that you wouldn't walk through in the daylight. There's other parts of Clondalkin that are beautiful. And I'm
Did
like,
they actually open a
Must be
shop
the
or just have a
outskirts.
van?
It's like a visitor centre that has like a cafe or something. It's where there's a round
visitor
tower.
centre.
There's a round tower in Clondalkin, and it's part of that whole. It's not a fucking tourist attraction. It's Clondalkin.
Must
for
be a
fuck's sake.
gluten-free round tower now. The happy bear out there.
Does either
I
one-
give them a lot of stick, but I've never met lads. I'd love to meet the lads. What I'd love to do is just sit down and talk to them and just say, like, what's wrong with your brains? And then, like, if they give me a straight answer on it, then I'd be like, well, that's all. You know, get to the... I'm sure they're good people, but, like, they just make silly decisions, like swimming in the sea at 5 a.m. Like, nobody
They got
does
stick
that.
for that, didn't they?
Well, I gave them stick for
Well,
that.
no, they got
and then
stick.
I got stick for giving them stick.
They got stick for that because they done it when the entire country was told to lock its fucking doors as a hurricane
Oh,
coming.
that was true. Ophelia.
Which was the most googled thing in Ireland in 2017. Just throwing that
Ophelia?
out there. Hurricane Ophelia, yeah.
Was it?
Was it?
There you go.
Ireland, Denmark was the most
nice.
googled sporting thing.
Nice change from Pornhub, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, this year they left out the porn, probably because, you know, Leitrim went mad for the incest again. So,
You gave Leitrim stick a couple of weeks ago.
give Leitrim stick every fucking week.
And your good mate Ray's from Leitrim.
I know, yeah, but he got out, he's alright.
He's in Dublin now.
I didn't know Leitrim was still open, so like I thought that was like Mosney. I thought they closed that shit down. So this is, I learned something every time I'm on this podcast. I thought that was finished.
We're a public service as well, yeah. It's,
Yeah, that's
you know,
good.
But, that was, yeah, sorry, the Ireland Denmark thing. Fidget spinners was up there as well. For the most googled
Fidget.
fidgets. Remember they were popular for about 5 hours.
Do you remember Fidget, the little dwarf in that thing? Remember that story? It was a film, and it had like all these dwarves, and then one of them got crushed by a rock, and his name was Fidget. I remember that.
I don't know what you're fucking talking about,
Yeah,
man.
I might have been on drugs when I watched that, but there was oh no, they crushed Fidget. Do you not remember that? Because we had a friend in where I grew up, and he looked like a dwarf, so we called him Fidget.
No, I honestly...
Good
There's a
Google
famous
that.
Google that shit right now, and I guarantee I'm right. There was some sort of thing, and it was like Time Bandits, eat my cheese.
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. Remember Time Bandits? That was a feckin' deadly film.
I've never seen it.
Time Bandits. See, now I remember the name and I'm all delighted with myself because I'm quicker than Google. Mero flat out on the phone there and I fucking...
I was going to Google fidget dwarf.
Yeah.
Time Bandits there. Have you never seen Time Bandits?
Never seen Time
now,
Bandits.
Merry fucking Christmas and a Happy New Year. Watch Time Bandits.
Watch Time
and
Bandits.
Prepare to have your life changed.
Oh, yeah.
Poor old Fidget. I gave away Fidget's predicament, but poor old Fidget gets squashed by a
I don't
rock.
think I have seen it.
Your man Kenny Baker might have been in it, who played
Film.
R2D2.
Time Bandits film.
It's there, mate. Like
It's
I
there, I have
had it
it.
on DVD.
That's film with a U, yeah.
Yeah. Film.
Do you know what I do with my brother every year? Right, my brother, his birthday's in May, and one birthday I got him. We used to watch The Goonies when we were kids. That's
Classic.
You know what I mean? So I bought him The Goonies for his birthday. And then, do you not know that? Like, they crush fidget. Right? So I got him The Goonies, right? And then his birthday's in May, right? December came around, and like I don't give a shit about most things, so I was like, I'll get my brother something for Christmas. I was like, what'll I get him? I was like, we used to watch The Goonies, I'll get him that on DVD, right? So I got him it, right? And I handed him it, and he opened it on Christmas Day, and cheeky bastard turns to me and he goes, you already got me this for my birthday. I've bought him The Goonies for his birthday and Christmas every year since. He has to go to, like, you know, those tape exchange places and trade in his Goonies every time I get him a birthday present or a Christmas present.
There's a big cast in this.
12 years.
John Cleese, Sean
24
Connery.
Goonies.
Holy shit.
John Cleese, Sean
That's what I'm
Connery,
saying to you,
Michael
lads.
Palin,
You just haven't lived.
Ian Holm, never heard of Peter Bond. That's mental.
Move into the mic there, will you? You're like a whisper.
John Cleese, Sean Connery, Michael Palin, Dave Warner, Peter Van.
You just didn't believe me.
No, but now
I
that I've
delivered
seen
the killer line in it about Fidget. Poor old Fidget got squashed.
when I seen that picture of the
Is Kenny Baker in it?
Kenny Baker doesn't come up.
He was R2D2.
Got 7 out of 10.
See, that's discrimination now. They named all the tall actors in a film about small people.
Oh,
Pricks.
tell you.
It's unbelievable, it is.
That is
Kenny
bad
Kenny
crack.
Baker is in it.
He is in it.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's why I watched it, because when I was a kid, I was big into Star Wars, and you know, you end up kind of researching as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, not like
You're saying this as
fucking
if-
nerd, like, but, you know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
you're saying this as if like you've grown up and said, "Fuck Star Wars, it's for virgins."
well, I don't. I like some of Star Wars now. The new ones are alright, like, but
Never got into
I just realised, like, like, in this day and age, it's really hard. It's really expensive even to just have a shit in space as an astronaut. So it's really fucking far fetched, like, that they go to all these different planets.
So was
and all.
most movies.
Yeah, but like these are particularly far fetched. Like, they seem to have no problem.
So when you watched it initially, you thought,
I just wasn't. When I watched it when I was like 6 and 7, I never thought like how
Like-
expensive it is to have a shit in space.
Well, to loop this into the real world, just there recently, Donald Trump has said he wants America going back to space. He's sending them back to the moon.
Yeah.
Send him to the Blade
to
Mill.
find his fucking homeland or something, is it?
Well, I
Like,
think it's because he thinks the moon is made of cheese, but he wants to know what fucking type. Like,
send him to the moon, that dope.
That's harsh, Grant.
Chaps
he's
a
all
cabbage.
hurt after the
He is. He's got
the earlier comments
Imagine,
about Ferris.
imagine
Chaps a
Donald
moron.
Trump came here on a state visit and decided he was going to support Shamrock Rovers,
Oh, I'd go mad.
I'd go mad.
and he got a part in Fair City.
Oh, I'd go mad.
Are you still on Fair City?
No.
Why is it? Did
I'm
they
still
kill you
open.
off?
They haven't killed me off.
Have they not killed you off?
No, I drove off into the sunset
With a lover.
with me lover. I got her back. I lost her the first time I was in it. Got her back
What's
the
your
second
lover's
one.
name in Fair City?
Sally.
There's no women in Ireland called Sally. Why would you write that in? Consuela. Sally. Have you ever met a Sally in your life?
Never.
Have you ever met a real life
I don't
Sally?
think so.
I have never. The closest
Have you ever
I've
met a
been
Rocco?
Sally Noggin.
Have you ever met
That's
a
the closest?
That's
My name is Rocco. Have you ever met a Rocco?
Rocco.
Yeah.
That's a fucking budgie's
Rocco
name.
Keegan.
Ah, stop.
The only Rocco I ever met was my uncle's
And
dog.
what's your like birth name? They didn't christen
Rocco
you.
Keegan,
They
the
didn't
credits-
christen you Rocco. Your character would have been born in like the fucking 80s or something.
Rocco Keegan comes up in the
Nobody
credits.
fucking came.
And then the
but that's a
IMDb.
nickname. That's a
Did you
nickname.
see how he suddenly
What
dropped
would
that?
Rocco be short for? Rocker.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. Nicky Bourne, one of Nicky Bourne's twins called Rocco.
Yeah, but you can call your kids all sorts
When
of
you're
daft
sang in
shit
the
nowadays.
Eurovision, when you're sang in the Eurovision, you can do what the fuck you want.
No, like everybody calls their, like, you know, what's your kid's name? Bob. And you're like, oh, it's like Robert, isn't? No, we christened him Bob.
Or Dick.
Like,
No, it's Richard.
Yeah, no, they just give them all the abbreviated names now.
I'd say Rocco is short in Italian for Riccardo.
In Italian?
Yeah.
And is your character Italian?
No.
Man, you're the least Italian looking fucker I've ever met in my life.
I was talking to one of the...
You wouldn't even get a job in an Italian chippers.
Definitely wouldn't. I was talking to one of the researchers and she said it was going to be Rocco or Keith.
Yeah, I would have stuck with Keith.
I would have gone Keith. Genuinely.
Keith, you're definitely more of a Keith.
Yeah.
Kind of Rocco.
Well, no, he's more of a Key.
Key. Yeah.
Key.
Keith and Sally.
Not
Sally.
Keith, yeah.
I've never met a Sally in my life.
Rocco and Sally.
What's Sally Shoreford? Salford.
Sally's just Sally.
No, you can't. What? Your wife gives birth to a child. She goes through fucking 12 hours of labour and ends up having to have a C-section. And like she's knackered on the bed, and it's been a whole emotional 10-month roller coaster. And they come into you and go, "What do you want to call your firstborn daughter?" And you go, "Fucking Sally." No,
This is Fair City, lads. Anton goes.
I don't think it's so much Anton goes as it's just they have writers who use crayon.
writer
Are you writer? Yeah. Singular.
Rocco. I've
Rocco
never
Keegan.
watched it. But best of luck with it. I heard it's just on
I
the
haven't
cusp
been
of
on it in a
taking
year.
off.
I'm still holding out for the
That's a long drive you and Sally have gone on. Many a sunset
Me and
have
Sally
said.
are still driving.
Tell you. My God, man.
Someone set up the Rocco Twitter page. They should tweet Rocco and Sally are still driving.
Yeah, you should say that to your dad when you go home. Somebody set up a Rocco Twitter page. Fucking hell, you'll be selling those merch stand t-shirts now. Rocco and Sally.
Rocco was here.
A couple of months ago, he goes, man, someone's had to set up an IMDb page for me. It's like, someone?
I didn't set it up.
Do you get paid on Fair City?
Yeah.
Do you? Jesus. What you're paying people now
only a
as well.
chicken fillet rolls, though.
Are they long days shooting or what?
I was in for about 4 days in total.
For two
That's a long day,
for two
actually.
words. For two fucking words.
No, you stop being a smart Alex showing off because Adam's here.
Smart.
Double Alex there.
Yeah.
One more and you're a Baldwin.
I was in it twice. I made 2 appearances
Did you? Yeah.
over, and it was over about 3 or 4 days.
You see, right, this is an audio medium, so people can't see the smug look in his face.
He's got his hood up. Why has he got his hood
I don't
up?
know.
Gangster.
Gangster.
Bit of a draft.
Bit of a draft, he says.
He didn't look gangster when I frightened the shit out of you when he came into the room.
Ah, here, listen, right, so me and Mero were strolling down. Mero's wheeling, obviously. And in the castle, as you get to kind of where we do our recording, there's a big fucking Christmas tree. Little did we know Adam was positioned behind said tree, just fucking biding his time, waiting to literally scare the shit out of us.
Mero looked angry.
My arse dropped.
I was like,
You
what
looked
the
angry.
I wasn't angry. I was
And you
just
crashed a little bit.
Yeah.
That made me laugh more.
And my wheels broke as well. So.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did I cause that to happen?
No, you didn't cause
Oh, it would have been funnier if I caused that. But I'm still happy with the reaction because it was that kind of. You definitely didn't because you were mid conversation and all. It was great. You were in the full flow, and I was like, I do that in work all the time. Like, yeah, I hide it. I hide in places and just frighten people.
Did you record it?
And no, I don't. I'm not one of those, but I did this time because I wanted people to know.
Adam. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
But like I saw disappointment in your face. Actual disappointment.
Raging. I was raging. I got caught.
It was like you had got the Fair City script through that said you were driving off into the sunset with Sally.
And it wasn't an extra week's work.
It was like when your dad turns around and he's not angry with you, he's just disappointed.
Yeah.
You just crashed into a wall a little bit, clutched your chest. I was like, oh, he might be going down
He
here.
was disappointed I was in Fair City.
And then you just showed me disappointment in your face. But I found that funny.
He was disappointed. He's like, what the fuck are you going on that show
Your
for?
dad was he?
Yeah.
I gave him awful torture at that gig the other night.
Yeah, oh yeah.
About his lack of sleeves. Who shows up at a gig with no sleeves? Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
It was a short sleeve jumper.
Ah, gee, is it a sweater vest?
Sweater vest, yeah.
Sweater vest.
Danny has one. Danny
Do
wears
you
them
have
in the
one of
interviews.
those?
No, I don't.
Do you have a sweater vest?
He wears them in the
Actually,
interviews.
He's talking through his
Fucking
fucking
with
rear
shorts
end.
and
You and
ties.
Merrill's dad there on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I don't. All my jumpers have sleeves, lads. I'd like to put on the record. I go sleeves always. You fucking see now. You're being getting stick now, right? So you have to resort to lies to try
Should be
and
smart, Alec.
look at him.
Triple whammy of
I
Alex.
tell you. That's the second time actually we've been given a free. in the process of making a podcast.
Why? Who?
Remember Austin and Damo got us?
Oh my god,
We
yeah.
used to record down in a gym when Lindsay was on the podcast before she passed away. May the Lord rest her. And
She didn't pass away. She just had a bit of baby.
she abandoned us.
Same difference. I have 3 children, and let me tell you, my life is well and truly over.
Have you 3?
So I've 3 kids.
What's the
yeah.
youngest and oldest?
About
About
Jesus. We'll go with 2, 4, and 6.
is that
I'll go
fair?
with that. I think so.
At
Yeah.
least there's a bit of symmetry in the space and
Yeah.
there. Good man, yeah.
Yeah. They're great in some ways.
What was the Christmas like?
Christmas just gone.
Just there a couple of days ago,
yeah. They had a fucking blast. Do you know, they sat down with me on Christmas Day and they said, Daddy, can we just rewatch all of The Apprentice? And I said, where do you want to start? And they said that week with the interviews.
They chose a good
Yeah.
episode.
What was
man.
the score of the Man United Bournemouth match on that night? Actually, the full-time
Jesus,
score
I tell you, I'm
on that
almost,
night.
I'm almost certain it was.
Are you a United fan?
Yeah.
Are you? Surely you'd remember that was the first one after the derby. So we lost the
Yeah,
derby,
we
so the
lost
next
the
one was
derby.
really important for us. City were playing Swansea away.
Yeah, that's right,
And I'm just
yeah.
wondering in the title race, I can't remember. Who won those 2 matches?
Do you know what it is? It's the Christmas has me wrecked.
I think after about 22 minutes it was 0-0.
Perfect answer. Oh, happy fucking New Year to you. That's deadly. The depressing part is, right, if Alan Sugar dies before New Year's Eve,
we're fucked.
this
Oh, we're
podcast is fucked.
Or if he goes the way 2017 is going, he gets done for fucking diddling someone.
I'm telling you, that's
God.
all the rage now, isn't it?
All
Yeah.
the diddling.
Yeah.
Telling
What do you think
There
of
you
it?
What?
What do you think of it? No, what do you think? Like this whole year, it's been
Oh,
like
right,
sexual
Jesus.
It's been a
assault.
weird year, hasn't it?
Very weird. Very depressing.
Yeah.
I just
Because
hope
nobody's diddled me, and that's... I'd love a good diddling.
It's when you use the word diddling.
My
diddling.
wife,
Yeah, I've never
my
heard of
wife
it.
doesn't diddle me. Every time I say to her, do you fancy a diddle? She goes, go away from me, you smart Alec. Fucking hell.
Fuck off, watching The Apprentice.
Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I remember when, you know, all these people on TV were fun and nice. And now they're all just creeps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you gotta crack on. You know, life's just always gonna throw these more reasons the older you get to be giving out about things and all. And I reckon you just have to. That's why I love your podcast, because it reminds me of what I'm trying to do with the comedy as well. It's about just finding something that you enjoy doing and you crack on with it, and you know what I mean, don't bother about anyone else around you as long as you're having fun. Do you know what I mean?
you'd have to stop watching the news though, wouldn't you?
You do, yeah. Yeah, like I was only looking at the news there yesterday, the day before New Year's Eve. I was just saying, God, there should be more stuff about New Year's Eve on, seeing as it's so close. But it wasn't. It was all depressing stories.
Yeah.
It's gas, you know. Do
And
you remember anything from the day
was
before?
those? What were those stories? Can you
Oh
remember?
God, there was something about diddling and
Diddling, diddling.
I'm almost certain the winner of The Apprentice is caught up
this
in a
is
scandal.
bizarre.
I'm telling you.
I'm just aware that we've chatted for about 40 minutes about nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's what we always
That's the
do.
Yeah,
beauty
it's
of it.
great,
Like,
isn't it?
it's fucking. I love it.
It's great. Yeah.
I was always over all that diddly island. I was always concerned.
Now hang on.
Is that the
because
music now, or
No,
the
the diddling.
The diddling.
When you say that now, you could be implicating.
That sounded
Ronnie
like
Drew.
Irish diddling. Diddly Island.
It sounds
diddling.
like he was accusing Ronnie Drew or something there now, so we
Yeah.
need to be
Oh, good
careful.
Lord rest him.
He's
I
up there
was-
with Lindsay.
I
God
was
bless
seen-
her.
Remember it? Ronnie Drew's not dead, is
I
he?
hope so, they buried him.
You can have that one. That was good. I like that.
It's about the 15th time he's done on this podcast.
I was always concerned that David Attenborough was going to be outed. I was like, oh please, once it's not Attenborough.
What, diddling a whale or something? Come off out of that.
tickling a penguin under its fucking flipper.
You said the same.
Well, no, David Attenborough, I'm fucking done with the world. Like,
Yeah.
He seems alright.
he does. He seems like a reliable sort. You'd be
Your
fucking
man Max
devastated.
Clifford passed away in prison. I forgot he was even in prison.
When was that?
About 3 weeks ago.
This is disastrous. This is disastrous.
Oh, fucking. And just keep kayfabe going, lads, for fuck's sake. It's alright. I'll fix it in the edit.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
Where does that word come from?
Kayfabe?
Yeah. It's such a
know.
peculiar word.
It is a wrestling word. It's just I've never heard it applied to anything other than wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, was it? No, wait. Now I could be just making this up on the spot. But did I read before that they needed, like, wrestlers needed a word to, like, describe, like, a storyline without saying, like, this is the storyline or this is the fucking character, because then people would obviously know, like, it's a work or whatever.
I haven't a clue, man.
So
I
that
know
was
Gorilla Monsoon's car registration, it said kayfabe.
Did it?
Yeah, because he loved kayfabe.
So Gorilla wouldn't break it.
No, he wouldn't break it. That's why the area behind backstage is called Gorilla. It's after Gorilla Monsoon.
Didn't know that. I didn't know it was called Gorilla.
You know too much about
I
wrestling.
know,
He's a
it's all the
mark.
backstage.
He's a fucking mark. That
I'm
boy.
not a mark.
You're
but
a mark.
I'm,
Why did they say Mark?
yeah, why did he say mark, Danny?
Because they point and they say, look at that mark, he's an awful prick.
Right.
And then it just spread.
I'm not a mark. I'm just so intrigued by backstage stuff. Do you watch the Ric Flair ESPN 30 for 30 documentary?
No, I have no clue what you just said there.
I said it so quick.
He literally could have been speaking a different language to me right there.
ESPN 30 for 30 did a documentary on Ric
He
Flair.
said it 2 times.
Yeah.
And both times, when you ask, so I never understand this. When you say to somebody, I don't understand what you said,
Yeah.
and they just repeat it to you.
What part of it do you not understand?
All those letters, you had a list of letters,
Did you
and
ever
then you
hear of
followed
it?
it with numbers, and then you
ESPN?
just said Ric Flair.
Did you never hear of those documentary series?
Absolutely not, no.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, wow.
I don't watch wrestling.
No, but it's not all ESPN 30 for 30. They do these feature-length documentaries about everything, predominantly sport.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
But they delve in deep about the subject. And Ric Flair one was done in November, and it was sensational.
Boy, what happened in it? What did you learn about Ric Flair that you didn't already know?
Well, he claimed that he had sex with 10,000 women.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Then a couple of weeks ago, me and Danny were like, 10,000 women? It's only 365 days in a year. How would he do
Yeah. Well, he's that old though, isn't he?
that? Yeah.
I think Ric Flair's 408 years old. Do
At least.
you know what I mean?
At least.
And his son Charlotte Flair is about half that.
I like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, he's sound. And he's got a really good repertoire of moves. They just need to stop booking him in intergender matches. He could go for the OTT non-binary championship.
Oh yeah, the gender neutral championship.
Gender neutral, that's a right job, that, isn't it? Gender neutral championship. I'd love to see that in UFC.
How would it work in UFC?
Johanna Netanyahu against Alistair Overeem.
I was going to say across all weight divisions, this whole discrimination of weight divisions can fuck off, right? If I want to fight a flyweight, I'll fucking,
This sounds like something he's going to say outside the chipper later on.
Yeah.
If I want to fight that midget over there. Oh no, Fidget's dead. Callback. You see?
Yeah.
It's all about callback.
That's what UFC at the start was. It was crap. Big
wasn't.
super heavyweights against
No.
featherweights.
No.
You shut your
I
mouth.
thought it was awful.
That is
You
blasphemy
shut
right
your
there.
I
mouth.
thought it was awful.
Early UFC was amazing. Remember your man getting the 19 punches in the balls?
Yeah.
I laughed for a solid week after I saw that. For a week.
Remember your man that came out with one boxing glove?
Yeah.
Amazing. The other just to scratch.
Yeah.
Eczema. You know what I mean? Brilliant, yeah.
didn't know
Yeah,
you.
one boxing glove, that's right.
I'm looking up kayfabe here, lads, just to try and solve this riddle.
Of
And
all the things that he could have earned out about this podcast, he decided to
Kayfabe.
Google the kayfabe.
I know, yeah.
There's lots of other things that needed a lot of work,
No, but-
fine-tuning, but you went with
I went
kayfabe.
with kayfabe, and there's a couple of different scenarios here that could be attributed to it. One is that it's pig Latin for the term, or to terminize be fake.
There's no way a wrestler taught. Did you say Latin?
Yeah.
There's no way a wrestler said, "Do you know what we'll do? This will be the crack, right? I know none of us can read, but we'll find out the Latin term for this is all fake, but don't let anybody know." There's no way that happened ever.
Well, the next explanation is even fucking better. That there was a wrestler called Kayfabian who was mute, but he acted out all his things. So that's where that comes from. And then the other one then is that it was put into a book by some author who described it as basically showing what was going on behind the scenes.
I reckon all of those are lies.
Yeah.
I reckon what was it was. I reckon it was an old term from magic or sideshow stuff, circus stuff. I'd say it's
Yeah.
born from there.
That's actually
That's unfounded, but I'd say it came from there.
yeah, but it's an intelligent guess.
Yeah, because
Well, it's
I love magic. I fucking love
stop,
magic.
man.
Man. I love magic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to be really good at magic.
Did you?
way. Yeah. My wife had 3 kids disappear for 2 years. I wasn't even saying that up.
That was a classic pullback
no,
and reveal,
I was.
that
When I
was.
was a kid, I was really good at magic. Really good. I'm still okay at certain card tricks and that. But what I'm really good at is spotting how tricks are done. So,
Oh.
and you know, my daughter is actually 6, my eldest,
Yeah.
and like she loves Magic's Biggest Secrets, and she can already spot how
Do you
tricks are
watch Penn and Teller Fool Us?
done. Yeah, I know how most of those
my
have
God,
done now.
man.
Yeah,
I love that show.
Yeah,
I
it's a great
sit there
show.
watching it for fucking hours on end. No bother.
but interestingly, Penn and Teller do tricks where I know the premise of how they're meant to be done, and they are still in front of my eyes. I can't spot their sleight of hand. They're fantastic.
But not even that. Sometimes Penn and Teller tell you what
Yeah,
they're
three
doing.
cups.
And
Three
you're
cups.
like-
They tell you what they're doing, and
They
you
use
can't spot it.
They use C3 cups, like. And
You
you're
can't see the sleight of hand. That's how good they are.
like, I went to see them when I was in Vegas, and like literally there was a couple of tricks where they
Did you go see them? Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
You've seen them more than once, have you?
Seen them twice, yeah.
I'm surprised they let you in after you pissed in the pool.
It was a different hotel, different resort. Got away with it. But the bullet catch, they done the bullet catch to close the show, and I was like, holy fuck, man, that's just their
No.
bullet catch is so
You
much
love
better.
Darren Brown as well, don't you?
I do like Darren Brown, yeah.
I knew a fella from Bray who was able to catch a bullet. He only did it once now, but like
Yeah,
poor sod.
Yeah. No longer
That
with
happens.
us.
Happens a fair whack in Bray. Hey, who else did you see? Dynamo.
Darren Brown.
Oh, no.
No, not
No.
No,
me, don't
nah, that's like when the Weetabix goes hard, isn't it?
Well,
Darren Brown. Like Magic is great, but like Weetabix is great.
Yeah.
But when Darren Brown does Magic, it's like when the Weetabix goes
I
hard
don't
on the
know,
ball
I
and you
like
can't eat it
Darren
anymore.
Brown.
Nah.
I like Dynamo.
I don't like Dynamo.
I like David Blaine.
Yeah.
I like him.
Is
But
he
he's
another
kind
one
of
that's,
weird.
that's being accused of diddling?
No.
I think he was, yeah.
He was, yeah.
But how would you
definitely.
catch his hands? He could
Yeah.
have been diddling for years.
Could have
and
been
he-
anyone's hands.
But look, sure, aren't you?
Darren Brown, like, yeah,
What do you not like about him?
his face.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I like the way he kind of exposes mediums and
All that
I like
bullshit.
those things. The big surprise at the end, like
Yeah.
seance and all,
Yeah.
and then the person's like an actor in the back of the truck and all. So I like that side of things and all. But I often feel with his magic that he never just kind of goes, I'm a magician and this is a trick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like this big convoluted kind of thing. It lacks that, big reveal moment, that big
Right,
dramatic kind of. That's what I feel about him.
And that's what you like about Magic, the big reveal.
Yeah, I do. I used to love David Copperfield for that reason.
Oh, I went to see him.
When he walks through the Great Wall of China,
fucking cheesy.
or disappears. Yeah, he is. Like, he's the proper showman kind of magician.
but a show,
But there's a big end to all of his tricks.
There's elements of a show where you're kind of going, what
You
the
got accused of
fuck?
having a big end once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sally.
There's elements of a show where you're kind of going, what the fuck did he do that?
Yeah.
And then there's elements, like Danny said, quite cheesy.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Different generation,
Yeah,
though. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, he would have been in the 90s and all.
Yeah.
He's
But, like-
residency in MGM. That's where I seen him in Vegas.
Has he? Yeah.
He has his own theatre there.
He's
Yeah.
about being to Vegas. These
Yeah.
podcasts seem to pay well.
We haven't been to Vegas since we
I
said
was
other
actually
podcasts.
I was thinking of doing a podcast. Do you think we were doing a podcast?
Why not,
Is
man?
everybody's kind of podcasting, aren't they?
Do you think Joanne
like
McNally's the next
yous
one?
are well established. Like, yous have done all your awards. I see them all
Yeah.
hanging here in the
Hanging on there.
Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel on the walls. You can see the glimmer of the New Year's Eve fireworks just sparkling in the glass of the,
Our
of the
man
frame.
coming up here New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Man, that party out there is getting fucking rowdy.
We're wrecking it now in a sec.
But
That glass ball is going to drop any fucking minute now.
yeah, but I'd love to do a podcast.
Do it,
but
man.
like, it's
Do it.
one of those ones like where I'd hate to kind of burn out. How many? 130 episodes.
This is our 130th.
130, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. Like, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know 130 people.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know what I mean? That's tough. Like,
But we just
but I was thinking,
Blag on
Hardy
Twitter.
Har could just do the gig and then just interview me headliners.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking to some people
You could
about
do it, yeah,
podcasts,
so
and
there's
they were
your-
like, "Why don't you just do it on the night?" I think it was Gordon.
Gordo,
Yeah, I think he said to me, "Why don't you just do it on the night of Hardy Har?" I was like, "Yeah, that'd be a good idea." But I love this. I love the idea of just being able to sit and just
Shoot
chat.
the shit.
and- yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. That's.
There's not enough time in your life to do it, and
that's it, man.
it makes an excuse for it. Like,
That's
people
it.
used to do this. People used to sit down and talk, but when you try and sit down and talk with somebody, they're on their phone. And I'm as guilty as anyone. You know what I mean? Your head just goes straight into your smartphone or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's nice to sit down and actually the the justification for putting the phone away is you're doing a podcast, you know, you're talking to people, but actually it's nice
sitting around.
You know what I mean?
So some people that we've had on were like, "Jeez, that was deadly."
Yeah, it is nice.
It's like they've got a load of shit off their chest or something.
Yeah, it's like therapy, except I don't have to pay you.
Yet.
Yeah,
You pay us for that sofa we rented for you tonight anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the Prosecco, lads, it's flow.
Well,
Prosecco's flow.
normally we would have champagne, but there was delivery issues. You know,
Yeah, it's probably all the New Year's Eve traffic.
well, it was the truck got hijacked in Shankill. You know yourself, like fucking good years.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you turning up the
Go
heat?
hijack.
You turning up the New Year's heat?
Go hijack them Bray. Shithole.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of podcasting, but I kind of feel like it's one of those. I think it's going to take off. Do you know? I think.
Yeah, like it's one of the
How
things.
though? I always often wondered how, because everyone seems to be thinking of doing or have one or some
well, you see,
a lot of
the thing
false
is,
starts.
it's like, no, but it's like
That's why I
everything
think
else.
I'd have false start. Be like sex all over.
Yeah.
Be a load of false starts, and then my wife would get angry and storm out. So I'd just be stuck on my phone on my own.
And it's like everything else. You're always going to get, like, you know, the ones that last a handful of times and then it stops.
Are we talking about the podcasts now, or
This is life.
I can't remember where we're at.
This is life, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the ones that are the best will rise to the occasion.
This is definitely sex we're talking
Yes.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it though. I like the idea of doing a podcast.
But you have the guests for your podcast lined up every week.
Too much stuff on though, you know, with the comedy, like, you know.
could do it before the comedy, no?
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's about, you know, all these irons in the fire and all, you know what I mean? But I'd love it to be just the fun thing I do rather than build a brand and do this big thing. But I love just sitting and chatting with people. It's nice. You know what I mean? It is good.
I think too many people set out trying. They think of all that, and it's kind of like, you know, fucking selling your merch before you deserve it kind of
Did you
shit.
used to have 3 people on this?
We did,
Yeah,
Lindsay, and
Lindsay.
then
A
she
girl.
passed. Yeah, she passed
'Cause
away. God bless her. Yeah,
Yeah, so she got a baby, is it?
Yeah.
yeah.
She's a little baby, little boy.
And
Yeah.
she fucked off.
Well,
too,
Because I
you know.
listened to some of your early stuff, and there was this girl on all the time. I was like, they should really let her go.
But you text us that privately, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Are we still
that's-
recording?
It's too long for a
that actually brings us back
hostage
to I think I was saying about the fright, and it was when Lindsay was still on it, and the two lads, we used to record down in her gym, and there was a big shutter, and the two lads, we'd always close up as the gym was closed and we'd be recording, and the two lads who worked in the gym with Lindsay, and now they run the gym with Lindsay, a new gym by the name of
Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel.
The lab. The lab.
The lab.
But anyway, the two boys fucking whipped the shutter up, my hood's up and all, came running in screaming.
While we were recording.
Oh, nice.
All three of us crapped our bags. Let's be honest, like fucking proper.
Absolutely
like.
crap me bags.
You
So-
scare easy though. You look
I-
like you scare easy.
There's a lad
You
on
proper, you rolled into a wall.
I was not
I'm gonna
expecting
laugh
it.
at that. I'm going home to Sandra this evening, and
did.
I'm gonna say, she's gonna say, how did the podcast go? And I'm gonna go, sit down. I'm gonna make you a cup of tea
And you're
because
gonna
I'm
watch
about
this.
to tell you the funniest thing that has happened to me.
You
in a long
recorded
time.
it, didn't you?
I did, yeah. It was so funny.
There's a lad on my basketball team, Johnny, and
Why did you pick basketball? If you're confined to a wheelchair, after pole vaulting, that's surely the hardest sport you can do in a wheelchair. Why would you pick basketball? You know what I mean?
I went through the loop. I did them all.
It
And
just
then
sounds like
I picked basketball.
You just
Team
sound
sport.
like this
Team
really
sport.
determined person who just looked at that. But like, I can't slam dunk a ball. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, you just looking at it going, someday I'm gonna slam dunk that ball.
get a ramp.
You know what I mean? What made you pick basketball?
I tried loads, and then there a lot of them outside basketball are individual sports.
Yeah.
So I just wanted the team sport.
Played wheelchair rugby for a while, he did.
Did you?
Got smashed up though.
That's mad. That is.
But Johnny off the team, you know, every time you have a time out or you're starting a match or half time or whatever, you always do 1, 2, 3 bulls or 1, 2, 3 attack or 1, 2, 3 defense.
Can you get past 3 or is it just?
No, it's always 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And you smart like. And no matter how many times we do
Best New
it,
Year's Eve ever.
no matter how many times we do it, Johnny jumps. Like it's always coming. It's
Yeah.
always going 1, 2, 3. And when you say the final word, he just jumps out of his skin.
Even though you've given him a 3-second warning.
Yeah.
Like fucking Rosie.
All the time. All the time.
Jesus.
So he's more petrified than me.
Come on, Johnny.
I did scare the shit. You did scare the shit out of me though.
It was funny though, yeah.
It was a good fright. Well done.
I enjoyed that.
I was
Yeah.
like, what's that prick down here so early?
Yeah, I thought it was 7. I was
Yeah.
like 7 o'clock on New Year's Eve and I was pushing it, but
Yeah.
so I got here a bit early. Oh yeah, what was left over of the nice cakes
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the people
Did you
before
get
me
any of the
left.
finger food?
Well, there was finger marks in the food, but polished it off and then frightened news.
I think 40 minutes gone into that United match.
Oh yeah,
It's all coming back to you now, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
40 minutes gone. It was. I think Lukaku scored.
Did he? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were there was big talk about that
I
actually.
think Mada got the assist.
Did he?
Jesus, yeah. Now
You've
that
a
you say
great
that.
memory actually.
I tell you.
Yeah, and almost in real time. memory.
Almost.
Do you know what I mean? That's fantastic.
I tell you. Jesus, like, yeah, now that you say it, it's ringing a bell, alright. Good man.
Yeah. Just thought I'd tell you.
But you
that
don't
myself.
remember the full time score, no?
No, it hasn't
Still,
come to me
no,
yet.
no.
Give me 45 minutes.
Wheelchair basketball, yeah, it's a
You have to
weird
go up
one.
and watch.
Have you ever seen somebody do a slam dunk in a wheelchair?
No.
No.
It's impossible.
It's not impossible. If I come along, I'll lift you up and we'll fucking make that happen.
We will build you a ramp.
Yeah. No, it's
No,
not.
actually, here, Jenny, if we built a ramp and put one of them, do you know those like PE crash mats underneath the
Yeah.
yoke?
Yeah,
like?
but you couldn't do that in a match.
You can do PE as the leaving cert subject now.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
I'm
hear that?
saying, yeah.
Did you hear that? I heard that
What did you think of that?
3 weeks and 1 day ago. I heard that.
What do you think of it?
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking class. That is.
Yeah.
Imagine that's exactly what they need to do. They need to pick all the subjects. You know what I mean? That like people are most likely to do to get marks in.
Yeah.
So like it should be PE,
Yeah.
smoking behind the bike shed, missing the first class.
Yeah.
Those kind of class. I would have got all A's, lads.
Yeah.
I liked PE when I was in school. You know, just you need to. That's what you need to do when you're like a hormonal 16-year-old. You just need to run violently around the hall and get an A for it.
But there were so many people. I loved the PE as well, and there were so many people that were like, "Oh no, I forgot me gear." Or,
That was a
No.
fucking real popular excuse.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot my gear.
There's 3 or 4 of them.
Nobody
in
in
my
Bray
class.
ever forgets their gear.
No.
In the morning, you always make sure you have your gear with you. Your gear, your works, your school bag, straight off you go. That's it.
What gear are you on?
Get the stuff that'll get you through the day.
Yeah. But I always remember 4 or 5 people in my class would be just standing on the bench or standing against the wall, and they'd be doing their homework, and they're like, "Oh no, sorry, I can't do PE today. I just forgot my gear." They wouldn't never do it, and so they'll have authority to say something now.
Yeah, you're
You'll get
failing.
you're failing PE.
But it's
Is
not
it for junior cert or
Leave
I'm leaving cert.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's-
it's a
Optional.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
a choice subject. It's
I'd
not.
be all over that.
Oh, definitely
I'd
all
love
over
that.
it. Yeah, 100%.
Better than doing
Yeah.
like history or something like.
No,
Nobody
I
has
love
ever
history.
like.
I love history. Don't be shitting on history on me, man.
Did we know? Like, nobody's ever used history in their life. Like when you leave school, like if you use history, you're just a know-it-all prick. Do you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
don't-
that's pretty much Danny.
it's true though.
That's
isn't it?
Danny, yeah.
You don't like. You don't use it. What do you use it for?
Mainly to be smug and say I have a degree in it.
just to talk about it.
Yeah.
Man, like-
Smug's a great word for Danny. But in
Goes on
relation
my
Like, I mean,
CV, you know.
I studied Greek and Roman when I went to college, and I've never used that.
Ah, fuck off. Have you never told any Greek myths just
Exactly, nobody
randomly?
gives
you
a
probably
fuck
haven't
about
used it in about 5 years though.
You watch your mouth, you.
Have you though?
Tell you now.
When have you used it?
Just the other
You
day.
studied classical studies, yeah?
Just the other day, I was only talking to one of the lads about fucking Pompey and Caesar.
Pompeii?
And the
No,
Pompey.
Pompey.
Pompey. And the crack they had when Rome was a republic.
All the Caesars, all the Julio-Claudian dynasty were all like mad bastards. Like,
Full-time fucking mad agents.
if you think Trump is bad, like nothing on all the old. There's a great. Nero's a great example.
So you're using your
And-
education now?
No, but see, this is the problem. It's only to sound like a cunt.
Nero was the fucker who
Just-
fiddled while Rome was born, and you see.
That's right.
Yeah.
He diddled.
Augustus was alright.
He diddled.
Augustus was a clever fucker though. He was shrewd, like.
He was, yeah. But they all came after him and tried to,
Yeah,
emulate him, if you like.
Well, that's true.
And the further they got in time away from him, the further they got away from him.
Yeah.
In their behaviour.
Well,
Caligula
yeah.
was great.
Yeah, a little bit too. Marcus Aurelius was a good lad.
It's good. But see, this is the only time you can use it.
Yeah.
This is the only time you can use it. It's not like when you're filling in your tax return form. You can kind of go, right now. Who came
break
first,
out.
Caligula or you know what I mean? Like you can't.
Hang on till I break out my knowledge of the Battle of Hydaspes with Alexander the Great here. Hang on.
It's
like,
horrible. I hate. Yeah, I enjoyed studying that at the time, but like,
Did you enjoy any of those Rome shows?
Loved them.
Yeah.
Man, I have a fucking classics tattoo. Like, you're not gonna shit on this for me.
I've one from Father Ted.
A tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember you fucking, well, the whole thing you ran to get that, yeah.
What,
The
what is
audience
it?
picked it on the night.
Your tattoo?
Yeah.
And can I see it now? Is it not in your arse, is it?
Cock out on it, yeah. No, it's on my calf. It's like small, far away.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's better than classical studies one.
You shut your mouth.
I didn't really have.
Who wears
saying
shorts on New Year's Eve as well?
that. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Pardon me costume.
What was your second subject then?
I double majored history and classics.
Double majored. Fuck's sake. Where did you go to college?
You sound
UCD.
like a
I went to
bellend.
UCD.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have Urban
Did you ever
Check?
go to the cafe in UCD and when they had the eggs and you put the red sauce on them, the fried eggs, it just slid off? I went there every day because I studied arts.
Yeah, the same
So I
way.
only had to do 4 hours a week.
I don't even think I done 4 hours a week. Yeah. I
We
used to-
probably. When were you in college in UCD? Mary, you can go home.
Yeah. 07 to...
07.
yeah.
When was I born?
2010, 2011 thereabouts, yeah.
83, 93, 2000, 2001. You were after me then.
Yeah.
What age are you?
30.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
turned 30.
What age am I?
On, I guess
34.
35. 30.
34. Well played.
You're older than me.
You gave me the fucking year, actually.
Yeah,
I should have been able to see this. I done classics, not maths.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
maths.
You know? Yeah.
This is ridiculous
What made you
conversation.
do classical studies after the Leaving Cert?
I done classics in the Leaving Cert, and I enjoyed
Did
it
you?
that much that I said.
Oh, what a dipshit. Did you really?
Is that available in the Leaving Cert?
Yeah, you have to go to one of those.
In our school?
No, you have to go to like
No.
a vegan school or something to do those ones.
No, you
There's
see,
only
I-
2 teachers in the whole world can teach classics
Yeah.
to Leaving Cert
And
level.
Giancarlo Fanciulli was one of them.
That's ridiculous. I hate this
He did
conversation.
7th year, you see.
It
See, that's
feels
it.
so small.
Have you ever heard of 7th
I
year?
feel like
I'd repeat it,
I feel like I'm slowly becoming a Protestant, and I don't like it. It's horrible.
Did you ever hear of 7th year?
7th year.
He did
Repeat
7th
Leaving
year.
Cert. I repeated Leaving
Our
Cert.
school
Get
had-
better marks, like
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
What did you get in your Leaving Cert? Do you mind me asking that question?
In my first Leaving
Yeah.
Cert?
No, in your second Leaving Cert.
4 something.
Fucking hell. What's your PPS number? We're all friends here.
What's your
something.
first Leaving Cert?
Like 100 and something.
You went from 100 to 400.
Yeah.
So you
What were
pride
you
yourself.
doing? He must have been pulling the plum off
You
himself.
must have been
all
doing
during
anything,
sixth
were
year.
you?
That's
What
right.
were
I
you
failed
doing?
maths. I failed business.
Did you have some crisis in your life or something? Or was it
No,
just
I
like,
just completely
Tell
took
us
the
now.
piss.
It's over 10 years ago.
Yeah, no. I
Tell
just
us all now.
I just
Is it when you-
completely took the piss? Just
change
fucking-
gender, or is it when you became a man?
So did you get
That's
that
gas,
classical
isn't
studies
it?
tattoo while in UCD studying?
Was I still in UCD or was I doing my masters? It was one or the other. Can't
See the
remember.
way you just slid that in
Yeah.
there. Was I doing my master? I did masters.
Did you? I didn't
Yeah.
do masters.
Did a masters in geography. Have that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look at
How,
this.
how does that help you now with your job?
Ah, it's brilliant because now I never get lost on the way to work.
Yeah.
Never.
Was it
You're
doesn't
always going
help
on
me.
retreats, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah, with your
With the young people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go up to Oakwood and we do just 24 hours solid of youth work.
Someone that
You
did
teach them about the topography and all that, do you?
No, I don't. Teach them about the Banshee and shit like that.
deadly,
It's deadly.
deadly.
Frightened the shit out of
Someone who
them
did
up there.
classical studies and geography. What led you into youth working?
Well, I was going to do like teaching.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? I says I'll be a geography teacher, and then I didn't really like it. I went back to the school I was in as a student, and I just didn't like not being like sound.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be a prick when you're a teacher to begin with. Like you do, you know, to assert your kind of
Yeah, that's true. You
so
have
they
to
don't
kinda
take
set
the
the
piss
bar.
out of you. You know what I mean? So I just didn't like it, and then like my dad was a youth worker for years and
Oh,
years. He
wow.
worked in the youth reach in Bray. You know what I mean? And then Paul, who I work with, just said to me like when we were down training one Sunday, he was like, "Oh, there's this job coming up." He goes, "Quite similar to mine." And he goes, "You should go for it, like if you," because he knew I was sub teaching and I was just wrapping up in the MA, like, and he's like, "You should go for it." And I was like, "What is it like?" And he explained a bit, and I was like, had a chat with me dad about it and all. I said, feck, I'm gonna go for it. Like, just did the interview, and I've been there since. Like,
Brilliant.
Just loved
You
it.
obviously love it.
I fell into it. Like, I love it, man.
And do you and Paul go back many years? Like
Paul was my coach. I met him first through wrestling.
Okay.
Through wrestling. So
This
I
is
met him
Paul
when I was
Tracy
Paul
we're talking
Tracy.
about,
Yeah,
for that,
the lordship.
yeah. So I met him when I was about, him and Fergal, I would have been about 17, maybe 18.
This is
something like that.
Fergal, Deva, Finn Balor, just filling in
Yeah,
because people
yeah.
might know when they're listening.
Yeah, no, that's cool,
Because
yeah.
he's a fucker with inside information, and
Yeah.
he, you know.
Yeah, so Fergal Devon
Wanker.
and Paul Tracy, so they were the coaches who set up the first wrestling school in Ireland, and I went along to that and became a wrestler, like, as a hobby. And you know, even as a comedian, like, I put like so many of my waking hours into comedy, but I still consider it a hobby. It's not my profession, and I never intended to be.
Youth working's your profession.
Youth work isn't my profession, but you know, youth work, like, in terms of rewards in life, like, you know, your family comes first, and not in a throwaway sense either. Like, really, the most rewarding thing is children.
I'm having a flashback. Sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting you. I think United went 2-0 up around 49 minutes in that match.
That did,
No.
yeah, that sounds right.
I'm almost
And
I can't remember.
if I'm not mistaken, was it Lukaku got a double? Did he score 2?
No, hang on. Do you know what's after happening? I can't read.
No,
It's Man City that went 2-0 up, lads.
it was still 1-0. You're
Yeah.
after ruining a great story
Oh,
there.
yeah, I apologise.
Go on, continue, Adam.
Got carried away with
Can't
excitement.
remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about, Danny?
You were saying about family number one.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
You know, the kids are the best decision that I ever made. Like, the girls are great. Like, so that's really.
Do you have 3
rewarding.
girls?
I have 3 girls.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And a wife.
Yeah.
So 4 girls.
Well, I don't have 3 girls.
And you
a
were telling
husband,
me a
like,
degree in
they're-
classics didn't help you.
Huh?
And a degree in classics doesn't help you with that.
No, Jesus, no, it doesn't. No, it hasn't really panned out in that regard at all. Like, nothing makes sense. But no, like, they're very rewarding. But youth work comes second over my hobby.
And is that Monday to Friday you work?
Monday to Friday, yeah, generally speaking. You might have to do it an odd weekend, or we do a lot of evenings and retreats and stuff like
Yeah.
that as well. But the youth work is just like, before I came here on New Year's Eve, I was actually just at a certification night for 20 peer leaders.
Oh, well.
And then we also handed over a cheque, €3,985 to Pieta House
Brilliant.
through, you know, charity fundraising events initiated by young people. So all their work, and we just support them doing it.
So what are these type of kids like? Are they have they got nothing to do? Are they from troubled backgrounds?
It's a little bit of everything. And I think when I started the job 11 years ago, like, the young people I worked with were seen as charity cases. And what we tried to do was change that mentality and say to them, the young people, right, you have to show people that you have the capability and the power to make a difference in other people's lives, that you're not the charity case, but you not only are you not the charity case, but you can do stuff, positive stuff for other people. So we try to skill them up and just support them and equip them with good learning, that they can go and, you know, take on these pieces of work themselves. Like, so they do anything and everything. We hate saying no, so if we can ensure it, we do it.
Deadly.
It's as simple as that. And then you just get some just bizarre ideas, and we just roll with it. Like, you know, like last year and the year before, like, we would have done cycling every day outside the centre on stationary bikes. But the first year it was Mizzen to Malin
Yeah.
and the second year it was Dublin to Paris, were the routes that we did. So you're doing thousands of kilometres, and you're clocking them up, and then getting sponsorship for doing it. Or
Did I see that you marched them from town back to Bray?
I mean, we didn't march them. It's not the fucking military, like, but yeah.
I'm just saying,
The
like,
KKK.
And that was a group of girls. That's what I loved about that. That was a group of like 16 girls who walked from the Spire to Bray.
Yeah.
About 5.5 hours of walking in like torrential rain.
Yeah.
And
What did you do that for?
all Pieta House.
Very good.
Yeah, all Pieta House. We pick a charity every year. And tonight at the dinner we were kind of saying, right, who are we fundraising for next year? So I know they want to do something for cystic fibrosis, the Irish Heart Foundation, and there was one other, I can't think what the third one was. So we've set a kind of goal of 1,000 for each charity.
Brilliant.
So we'll do what we have to do to get that, you know.
Absolutely
So it's
brilliant,
lovely work. And then, you know, I hate that kind of idea of youth work. People think, oh, it's just getting them in off the street and all that. You know, it's not a creche.
That's a stereotype, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a creche. It's not a childminding kind of thing. It's about seeing them as equal citizens, as equal people, competent, capable. You know what I mean? And
It's great for the community, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you don't see it
absolutely.
everywhere.
No, probably not. No, you probably don't. But we love it. Like, we're very committed to it. But it's easy to be committed to it when they're so committed to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the relationships that keep you going. Like,
Is that when you put on the charity wrestling shows as well? It's for them.
Yeah,
is
I
it?
mean, we're the only youth project in the country that has 2 trained wrestlers working in it. So we're like, why not take advantage of that? But if we run a wrestling show through the youth project, the young people will design the posters, print the tickets, do all the advertising, put it out to the newspapers. They'll sell raffle tickets. They'll run a shop on the night. They'll help us build a ring, put out the chairs, sweep up, everything.
Yeah.
They run the event. We just wrestle.
And then you've got mates to come in and give you a hand.
Yeah, so all the wrestlers
Deadly.
will come out, and then what we do is myself and Paul, like, we, you know, we'll secure a few bob to just buy the lads a pint because they're giving up their whole night. Now, to be honest with you, an awful lot of them just drive home, do the gig and drive home, but a few of them, we might take them out for a drink as a way of saying thank you. But they give up you know, the wrestlers are great like that. They give up a night, they wrestle for free because it's for a great cause.
Deadly.
And then the wrestling shows generally generate about €1,500.
Brilliant.
You know, I mean, that's how well supported they
I
are.
love
It's great.
anything that creates a sense of community. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's
yeah,
not just
me
like
too.
not just the youth work there, but even the wrestling community. Just in, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's
bring
all
people together.
crossovers. Yeah, I love that
Common
shit.
bonds.
Yeah.
It is nice. So I love it. Like, it's a great day job to have. It's tough now. There's the other side of youth work. There's dealing with people you care about who just aren't feeling good or aren't in a good part of their life and all, and that's a heavy part of the job, and that's why you need a hobby.
Yeah.
And then for me, my release is comedy, because it's the same thing. You go into a room and you're connecting with people, you're talking with people, and hopefully you're making people feel a little bit better than they felt before they crossed your path. So, you know, politics seeps into everything, but comedy should be that simple. Comedy should be as simple as, let's have the crack. It should be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As long as you're not having the crack at somebody's expense, where, you know what I mean, where it's zero fun for them. And you know me, yous know me well now. I grill people, like, you know what I mean, I absolutely, you know what I mean, go in on people. But at the same token, if it appears to me like it's not fun for that person to get a bit of stick, then I stop. Do you know what I mean? Because they should leave
Laughing.
after having fun.
Yeah.
So I'd never stick on one person.
You
for
shouldn't
too
be
long.
going to watch a comedy act though and being ready
Sensitive?
for being sensitive or defensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on type of comedy, I suppose. Like, my type of comedy would be storytelling or improv or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be into. Went to see Jimmy Carr in the Olympia years ago, and it was just constant rape joke after rape joke.
Yeah, I don't like those.
And I was like,
Yeah.
it's not really funny.
There's a victim in that joke, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't even think that deep. I'm just thinking, you didn't take time to think of this joke.
Yeah.
You're just saying something about rape or incest or it's like, that's not really
Jimmy
funny.
has some great stuff as well, though. You know, he's always on that line, and he's prepared to cross either side of it. You know what I mean? He can coast. Like, a big thing about Jimmy Carr is he translates so well onto TV that he knows how to do the stuff that's...
he's wide to it all.
Yeah. You know, but in his live shows, he just knows that he has an audience who comes to see him live who want that. And unfortunately, myself and yourself, like, we'd be the mainstream audience who don't attend for that reason. So I would agree with you, there is that in his show, but then I just like him, you know what I mean?
I do. I like his TV persona there, certainly. But did you see him years ago on the Late Late Show? I can't remember if it was Pat Kenny or Tuberty, but whoever the Late Late Show host was, they were interviewing a reformed paedophile. And this man,
you are aware you're on a podcast and nobody can see your air quotes, right?
Air quote, reformed paedophile.
There you go.
And he was basically asking for a second chance, and he had written a book and stuff like that, and the next guest was Jimmy Carr.
Wow.
That's as much the Late Late Show's fault as it is anybody else's.
And Jimmy Carr sat down and goes, "You wouldn't let him mind your kids, would you?" Wow. That's the first thing he said.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. and you have to be brave to cover stuff like that. But like, then it gets about like your journey in comedy. Like, for me, I don't want to change the world with my comedy, and I don't want to. For me, I just want to go out, gig, have fun. Do you know what I mean? And create fun experiences for other people. And that's, I suppose, how I ended up. I think I was always going to go down promoting comedy as well, because I realised there's more than one way to make people enjoy themselves, and it doesn't have to be all about me.
But that's one thing Joe Cabray said. He said he prefers to promote pro wrestling than actually compete in pro wrestling.
Well, imagine the weight that's on your shoulders if you're the individual who has to meet the every need of
he's over in America giving a one shot opportunity of making it to the biggest pro wrestling organisation in the world. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go home, I want to be a promoter, I don't want to be a wrestler. Unbelievable.
That's it. I have a lot of admiration for people who can do that. Like, it's not in my mind, it's not as black and white as, you know, making it or not making it. You know, there's huge choices that you make along the way. For me to make it, I'd have to compromise an awful lot of what I'd like my comedy to be, especially in Ireland. You know, if you look at what goes out on the national broadcaster, like, the quality of comedy is very, very poor. Or if you want to go down the route of releasing all your stuff online, then you have to become an online comic. You have to become a viral video sensation. I don't want to be either. You know what I mean? I've dabbled in both, and I don't like them. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to go out and shoot, you know, a TV show, or I know what it's like to try put videos up online and get that instant kind of audience and all. And it's not what I ever got into it for. The only reason I ever did those was I felt this is what you have to do when you're in comedy. And you quickly realise, no, what you have to do is just enjoy yourself, carve out your own niche, crack on doing what you're doing, and if you make it, air quotes, that's just the byproduct.
You didn't do air quotes there.
No, I should have, but now they can't see it either.
Do you think though that's part of the, like, I don't know, look, part of the problem for me with Irish comedy is that the whole make it thing, again, air quotes, everybody's obsessed with getting that, like, get a show on RTE, you have to get a show on RTE, or get something like, you know, all that stuff.
Why would you want a show on RTE?
Nothing has worked on RTE comedy wise.
It's fairly shite. Like, there's like Savage Eye is brilliant. Father Ted was brilliant. Father Ted didn't even fucking go on. Do you know what I mean?
You know, Paths to Freedom was probably the last good fucking
Bachelor's
thing.
Walk, but it was comedy drama.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I really enjoyed it.
The ads looked an awful lot like Fair City, so I said no.
Yeah, it's fair point.
Not watching.
Fair fucking point.
But was there not a time where the national broadcaster was producing comedy? No,
not that I can remember.
I
liked Naked Camera. I did like Naked Camera.
But that era, was there not something else
at the time? I liked Republic of Telly. I actually did like Republic of Telly
did as well,
for a while. You know what I mean?
But even at that, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful to them, but like Naked Camera was a hidden camera show, which is kind of a tried and tested format elsewhere, and it works. And then Republic of Telly is a clip show, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
Taking the piss out of it. But they also had in the Republic of Telly, they also had the little bits of Viper, and they had the little bits of Rubber Bandits and all, which was excellent.
Like I said, I'm not trying to take away from it, like, but I just kind of
Hardy Bucks came from that. I like the Hardy Bucks.
My whole thing with it is, or what I'm trying to get at, I suppose, is that RTE didn't necessarily commission 100% original there. They didn't go after or back a talent as such. They had a format that worked elsewhere and allowed it to be tweaked to an Irish
they don't have
audience.
the confidence to give anyone the bat and say, look, produce from scratch. I don't think they do.
But it's not just their comedy department.
No,
if you like that shot, like, you know, it all needs a rejig, you know what I mean?
But then TV3 try with Jason Bourne. They employed Jason Bourne for a while to do a few shows.
That's no fucking idea.
Yeah,
I think they still have a couple of irons in the fire in terms of comedy.
Yeah.
But like, at the end of the day, as I say, with emerging acts or with the acts that are on the scene at the moment, I think you need to have a conversation with yourself and say, if I really want to make a go of it, is Ireland the place to do it? And then how much work am I willing to put in, and how much, you know, like I want to think of
Edinburgh and stuff, don't you?
Yeah. This thing, I've never played Edinburgh, and I get stick about not playing Edinburgh all the time. Why haven't you done Edinburgh? Why 11 years in it? I'm like, why would I? Why would I go over, lose my hole, you know what I mean? Like, be broke, a month away from my family, to fine tune a gig that, like, I'm not a full time comedian. I don't particularly need. I've done 3 1-hour shows in the Harbour Bar, all different material. I had The Jungle Burke, which I loved. Adam Burke Is Alive, which I hated. And then the recent one, Name and Shame, which I loved again.
Was Alive did you not do a Breaking Dad kind of thing?
Well, Breaking Dad would have been before The Jungle Burke. And because Ross O'Carroll Kelly came out with Breaking Dad, his Breaking Dad, I scrapped the show. And I rewrote and I wrote The Jungle Burke instead. I've not toured any of those shows.
Just in the Harbour Bar.
So that's just in the Harbour Bar. 3 hours of original material. 2 hours, I would say. Well, actually, 3 hours were well received. But I really didn't like what Adam Burke Is Alive became. I didn't like the content. Do you know what I mean? The other 2 I really liked. And I've done Mimo shows, Miss It, Miss Out shows, which is a 15 to 20 minute set about one topic, but it's only done one night. And the Father Ted tattoo was one of those. So I've never obviously been tattooed live on stage since. If you missed that show, you missed out. And I was trying to add this idea to the club that, you know, there's some nights where you just have to attend. And that's what my solos are. And that's what my solos are. I would rather do a solo show once a year, and if you don't attend, you have to wait a year before you see me do a solo show. And it worked this month, like, because, you know, Harbour Bar, we had 140 people in. And you know that upstairs room, it's not it's designed for
I've seen the pictures 90. Of it was people standing up and all.
It was rammed now, and I'm not just saying it.
And it's free as well.
It's free, every month is free. And that's courtesy of the venue, you know what I mean? I sound like you now doing your Fitzpatrick Castle. But the Harbour Bar cover the costs so that the customers don't have to. Just knowing that we're not city centre, you know what I mean? And, you know, people are coming specifically for the comedy night, so they like to cover the cost of it. And that way the customers just, you know, have their couple of drinks without dipping it. Now, you know, the festival's different. The festival you have to pay into certain gigs, and there are still some free gigs as well, like, but you know, it has to balance out because it's a higher cost.
It's a good way to go full circle because we're just about out of time with you. So I know you said at the start and all that, but Bray Comedy Festival, February 14th to 18th?
Yeah, 14th to 18th. Starts Valentine's Day, which is the Wednesday, and runs through to the Sunday.
Brilliant. And braycomedyfest.ie. Get on it now, lads. And then if people aren't already following you or Hardy Har or whatever, where can they get you?
Jesus, I never remember all these handles and all.
Adam Burke Comedy on Twitter.
Adam Burke Comedy, that sounds right, on Twitter. Just look up Hardy Har. Like I said this to you before, fucking Google it. If you're on your...
I never remember.
These people are listening to your podcast. They're not listening to it on the wireless. They, like, if they liked listening to this and they're like, oh, I must check out more of Adam's stuff. They're not hanging on the edge of their fucking seat for me to give them my fucking link.
I just like to
but they're being fucking lazy now. That's the problem. You know what I mean? We give people too much. Get up off your hole and look up my fucking handles yourself.
You lazy bastards.
If you want the fucking tickets, go and get them. I'm not gonna, you know, commission a fucking batch of carrier pigeons to fucking fly out to. I noticed as well that this. I went into the reception here and I says, "Where's those 2 fuckers from Ballybrack that do the Oak?" And I think your man said to me, "They're in the Winterfell Lounge," and I was like, "That's straight out of Game of Thrones."
Yeah, the Winterfell.
Did you really say that?
Yeah, it says, "Where's those 2 fuckers from Ballybrack?"
And then you scared the fuck out of us.
I thought that was funny.
I hope you enjoyed your last visit to us.
I hope you enjoyed your last visit to that show on RTE, Fair City, because I don't think Rocco's coming back.
I'm holding out, man.
I'm going to write in a letter to the RTE secret producer and say...
Yeah, do. What did you pay Rocco? What do you think of that secret producer? It's mad, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Is it real?
No, he's not released any secrets. I'll give you a fucking few decent secrets, no bothers, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, he's not revealed anything I don't already know. I want to know what the fucking, you know, what they're having on their sambos in the canteen and all that kind of shit.
It's very kind of
it's
vague
vague,
and fucking...
It's googly shit. See, this is back at, you talk about full circles, this just comes back to fucking Google. Google my fucking name and my comedy club and stop being so lazy. And if you want secrets on RT, just fucking Google them. That's all the secret producers doing. I want hard fucking evidence about people. I want the dirt on people. I want to be able to bribe them. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to send a message to their house and say, now I know you were diddling people on New Year's Eve.
Diddling.
You were diddling. You were trying to be a smart aleck. You diddled all these people on New Year's Eve.
How
And what's
dare you.
worse is you did it all while United were leading 1-0 after 58 minutes.
Yeah.
And you want hard kind of
The Sky
evidence on
Plus-
people. He's not done that.
The
you
Sky
know.
Plus The Apprentice out, so they wouldn't miss out on that. you
Yeah,
see. So,
I'm dying to know what happened on that.
Yeah.
On The Apprentice, is like my favourite show. You have
great,
no
man.
idea what I've sacrificed for your podcast.
I do appreciate it.
Have you won any more awards for your podcast?
We're one a year, we're steady.
Is that just like, do you own that awards? You know, I own a lot of the competitions in Ireland. Like, I own Ireland's Funniest Joke. I could just give myself that if I wanted. But I like to support other people.
You
Like,
know, we don't just
No, we
Best
don't.
New Act. Do you own Ireland's,
Yeah, we basically-
Ireland's best podcast? What's it called? Podcast of the Year?
Irish Podcast of the Year.
Who runs that? The RTE secret producer.
Yeah.
Who owns it? Who runs it?
Al Porter.
The Ballybrack Bulls, I think, run
The
it.
Ballybrack Bulls. Are you called the Bulls?
Yeah.
You're some pack of wankers, aren't you?
Fuck you.
The Bulls.
Fuck you.
It's run by Geek Ireland.
Geek. Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a load of fucking art students.
Yeah, mate,
who have
mostly.
meaningless degrees and masters.
Well, like classical
Geek
studies.
Ireland. Yeah, sure. I didn't do classical. I did Greek and Roman.
Yeah, well, it was Greek and Roman
They're different
civilization.
things, aren't they? Are they?
Technically, they are, but there's a
You
huge
used to do
amount
more
of overlap.
literature and all that kind of shit. We're slightly cooler nerds, the ones that did the Greek and Roman. You're
Yeah.
full blown fucking.
There's a huge
Tongues.
amount of overlapping, you know.
Yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed
And you
it.
didn't take a second subject. He took a second leaving cert, but you didn't take a second subject in his degree. You are one lazy fucker, you are. aren't
History
you?
and classics, man. Just
Classics. Yeah, you had your future all mapped out.
yeah. Well, I just say classics because Greek and Roman. When you say that to people think you don't the fucking language. You see, and it's like I'm not fucking dumbing it down for you. You should come to my
He
level.
was speaking a bit of Greek and Roman earlier on when he was talking about Ric Flair.
And kayfabe.
Did you get a job in Greek and Roman?
No, I did.
Are you like
no.
a assistant Greek and Romaner on a deli somewhere in Maxwell Garage?
No.
Did you not?
He went back then to do a master's in journalism.
Do you both do this full time? Do you have jobs?
I have a job, yeah.
Do you?
I have a
Yeah.
job, yeah.
So if I just look into your tax affairs and all, like you're all in order, like.
Ah, yeah.
Well, he's not.
I don't
know
He's
about
not,
Danny.
but I mean,
Do you work? Are you an actor?
No.
What,
Acting the bollocks.
what do you do? Are you allowed to say it on your podcast?
I work for Dell.
For Dell.
I'd rather not say because there's no easy way to tell people I wash ducks for a living.
You wash ducks.
Wash ducks, yeah. Do you remember you bet up that swan after you were in my car?
I actually did beat up a swan.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Do you wash ducks? What is that?
I had
You
the
work in a
tree.
Chinese restaurant, is that? Or- do you wash ducks? What does he do? What does he do? Is this...
I don't know what he does. He's a
I'm a project coordinator.
project coordinator
Yeah.
What's your project
in The
about?
Apprentice.
Like a youth project?
No.
A duck project?
I actually cannot say.
Oh, can you not?
No.
Can you not?
Can you not?
Why?
No.
I see this is the RTE secret producer. Now I want to know.
Why can't you say?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why can't you say?
Can't name the service.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I won't even go into detail on
He
this.
can't. It could be like it could be, I bet he works for like people who were killed by the mafia. And they're all under...
Adam, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop now. You're saying too much.
They're all under pseudonyms. I bet you Rocco's not your real name. I bet you some Italians have been threatening your fucking
That's
family
it.
and
It
all.
is. You better
This
be
is-
Rocco.
Yeah, you're like, this is like a casework study right here. Like,
tell you
and that's amazing.
Yeah.
What, Rocco? Or
And you work in Dell.
Yeah.
That's shit compared to mafia stuff.
I know. Yeah. I wish I said mafia.
What do you
stuff.
do? Do you do like call centre and all?
No.
Do you know?
No, I work in data storage.
Oh wow! Oh, I thought classics was bad. So you just like
I supervise.
you supervise.
I'm a supervisor.
What do you do? What do you do?
I make sure lads do their work.
Yeah, but what is their work? They just come in and
They
like
fix a data storage center called Compellant.
right. Do
So-
they need like toolkit for that? Like, do they have like
They have online tools, yes.
online? So
Yes.
they don't come in with like spanners and all
No.
that kind of stuff.
No.
That's fucking
They've
mad.
online tools to help a data storage center, and it could be in Saudi Arabia or it could be in Africa.
That's a long commute, isn't it, from Ballybrack? And do you get like free computers and all?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Wow. I'm surprised actually that somebody from Ballybrack's allowed work in Dell, like around computers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I think he just got it
That's a
because
step up in the world, really.
He figured-
Dell moved out of Bray. Did you know that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
They're just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Stated as
and
the-
you know it was awful as well because Panini's had just come to Bray,
Oh Jesus.
and then they didn't have the finances when Dell moved out to sustain them, so we're back to toasted sandwiches.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Have you ever had a panini?
Yeah, I love them.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Ham and cheese.
I never thought a squashed roll would taste as good in my life.
I've only ever had one panini.
One panini?
I thought it was disappointing, if I'm being honest with you.
Ham and melted cheese, loads of barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, paninis were all the rage in 2002 in Bray.
Yeah.
Then Dell moved out. They went to do you work in Cherrywood? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know your car now as well. So
He's an awful prick.
Do you know my car?
I do know your car. Yeah.
What is it?
It was dark that night, but I have it on me down the heart. Was that your car?
That's his
down the
car.
harbour?
That was my card actually down here, yeah.
Fuck you won't go near my car.
I know a few people who work in that. Actually.
It's alright, if you follow my car, you'll find his car, don't worry.
Yeah.
Really?
I'll lead you to him.
This is the longest outro ever.
I have no problem selling
is this
him
an
the
outro?
river.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh yeah.
He asked you for your social media handles. You basically
That's
told
the
him to fuck
outro,
off.
is it?
Yeah, you
That's
basically
usually
told him
when
to
we-
fuck off.
Yeah.
But that's true, like, especially your listeners, like you working in Dell and all, they probably all have fucking computers, especially the Ballybrack credit.
They can't
I'd say
do
they
it,
are
so-
all getting the fucking laptops for Christmas
They-
from Merrill.
They are not.
No, I'd say they are.
They can't peel themselves away from the
Oh
porn.
no, we
stars,
couldn't
you know what I mean?
fix the memory storage on this laptop. I'll have to throw it out with the other ones. I'll sign that off, lads. That's grand.
I don't
You're
work with
a
any.
cheeky bastard, you
I'm
are.
not technical at all.
Yeah.
I just tell people what to do.
I think 84% of the jobs in Dell are unnecessary.
Okay.
I think they just talk about computers.
Yeah.
84% of the staff. I reckon none of you. I reckon if my computer broke, you wouldn't be able to fix it on the spot. There in my
Because
house.
I'm not technical.
See there.
Already has an excuse.
So yeah, that's it. A talker, a fucking talker. Do you sell them?
No.
See, if you don't sell them and you don't fix them,
The
you
fuck
shouldn't
you do?
fucking be
I
there.
work in data storage, lads.
Data
You said
storage.
that three times.
That's
but
a
it
nothing,
hasn't,
man.
Yeah. What is data
You
storage?
could say I work in the discombobulation unit there.
I do. That's where I do work.
I work with the sloppy jalopies and yeah.
Yeah.
I work 7 to 3. Bingo, bongo, bash. Sorted.
That's
Is
the
that the
next
name?
program they're
Yeah,
working
is
on.
that- is that the
Bingo
software
Bongo
program?
Bash.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Bingo Bongo Bash.
That's ridiculous.
Sounds like Crash Bandicoot. Used to love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get a big Christmas bonus?
No.
Do you get a Christmas party?
Yeah.
Do they pay for everything?
No.
Dell. Do they not? Cheap bastards.
The department one, I think they
I
do.
went to a Dell do once.
It was down in Bray, actually, this year.
I
didn't
went to
go.
a Dell one in Stillorgan, I think it was, and it was fucking deadly. And I don't even work for Dell. I wasn't even invited.
It was in the Radisson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have them in the Radisson.
It was smashing. It was smashing. There was great spot prizes and all.
Yeah. Laptops, right?
Yeah, and you know, I stole drinks off people and all, and they didn't complain or anything. It was great.
Yeah. You paid €30 for that.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
No, the staff did.
I snuck in like.
Staff paid €30 for a 3-course meal and drinks.
Yeah.
Mine.
Not back in the day, man. My wife used to work in Dell.
Did she?
Yeah, but she did a real job in Dell.
Right,
She
wrap
sold
up there, Dan.
computers.
That's it. I'm not talking work anymore.
Yeah, no, in
So,
fairness,
it's New Year's Eve. Have you any New Year's
it's
resolutions?
getting close to midnight, so have I got... No, I never fucking bother.
No, I never buy
I think
myself.
you're going to have to do a slam dunk in the New Year.
Okay, I'll
2018.
try. I'll try for you.
Record it.
Yeah.
And if not, you have to take up pole voting.
I really want to
Deal.
see that.
Deal.
Yeah, I really want to, yeah.
The first hardest sport for wheelchair users.
The first artist.
Yeah.
What about
Not
you?
the second hardest.
Any New Year's resolutions for you?
Mero doing a slam dunk.
Very well done. I look forward to the new year. too.
Podcast.
I'm telling you.
If I have to podcast, will you be my first guest on
Absolutely.
my podcast? Will you?
100%.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what we'll
happy
do
with
then. Do you want to come out to the festival and do, if I set up a little, we were thinking of doing laughter pods in the sheds in the Harbour Bar.
Laughter pods.
No way.
You podcast from the festival in the sheds in the beer garden,
Fuck it, why not?
and you can meet some of the comedians while they're there, and they can just drop in like
Into the shed.
into the shed, by
Deadly.
chance, drop in, and then I'll
Well, we had-
feed yous and all while yous are out there.
We had
Yeah.
great crack doing it last year, so
Wanna do
it'd be-
that?
Yeah, it'd be
Buzzing,
great
yeah.
to come back, yeah.
Does that sound fun?
Yeah,
Now
sounds
that,
like-
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Absolutely,
You held it
man.
was last year and we
Yeah,
did it.
yeah, you did, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why. it
Can we
works.
keep tradition though of finishing off the night in the car and you battering a swan?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want that. That's my New Year's resolution. I want that to become a yearly
If you can
thing.
get us, if it's us 3 in the car and the Rubber Bandits, finish closing off the weekend. That's not too much of an ask.
No, I'm sure that's not. Yeah, I'm sure.
Fucking.
I'm sure I have it written into the contract that they have to do whatever Mero wants them to do. They'll understand. You were in the, you know,
You were in Fair City,
Just,
yeah,
for,
well.
just
the
for
silver
Brocco and Fair City, be grand.
Just direct him to his IMDb page, actually.
Yeah.
That
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
that'll
exactly
make it all
it.
alright.
Yeah.
Look, best of luck with the festival.
Thanks,
man.
lads.
And a happy new year to you.
Yeah, best of luck in the
And,
competition next year for Irish Podcast of the Year. I've no doubt you'll win it again.
Excellent, yeah. Well, I mean,
3-time hat-trick.
if you looked after that brown envelope, like I told you, we should be fine.
I'll look after
So,
them.
yeah,
You want to buy your dad's sleeves for Christmas?
Yeah, already bought them.
You got them last week.
Nice one.
Until next time. Where can you listen to us?
You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Podcast Republic, Podcast Addict, anywhere and ever there's a podcast brand. They just have to search for
WTSpod.
Excellent. Facebook.com/WTSpod Ireland, or go to WTSpod.com.
This has been the Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel featuring What's the Story and Adam Burke. 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Thanks for listening, lads.
Dear eyes.
Full hearts.
Can't lose.
Good luck.